Hi, we're so awkward. I'm Brooke.
And I'm Rachel.
We're really excited because this month we're going to be doing a very special project, which is
A stuffed animal
called
the Totoro Plush by Choly of So Desu.
We're gonna do this one here with the open mouth. They also have some without the open mouth, but Rachel was really nice last night and got some steps done early for us because she has an embroidery machine, and we're doing some of these steps embroidery versus just what's the other way? Applique?
Applique.
Yeah, we're doing serious besides applique. So we're going to try that out, and we're using which material? Minky as opposed to
Fleece?
because Minky holds its shape better, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So
And it's more like a stuffed animal.
Or something else. It's gonna be what you cuddle it. We're
I
gonna cuddle.
know. I also found on Facebook memories that somebody called me a stuffed animal connoisseur. So we're gonna see how this measures up to every other stuffed animal I own.
Yes. We'll see if it's easier than the cat that we did.
Oh,
probably easier than the cat that we did for sure.
All right.
Are you ready to get going?
Yeah, let's get
So
sewing.
let's get sewing. Okay, we're laying out the pieces, and it's important to lay them down. We're using a material called Minky. That's M-I-N-K-Y, like Mickey, but with an N instead of a C. And you want to make sure that you put your pieces down which way the fabric texture goes. If you do it the opposite way, it's like rubbing a snake the wrong way. And we don't want to rub the snake the wrong way. Let's rub the snake the right way.
It's nice that the pattern pieces have, you know, markings which way the stretch is and the nap.
What is a nap?
The stuff that makes it.
Who named these things? Am I gonna have enough space?
You only need one of those.
It says 2.
Yeah, you're cutting 2 layers.
Oh God. It's time to cut out my face, not my literal face, but my Totoro face. And I've cut out the pattern pieces, and I'm laying this on the gray Minky, and I'm going to lift it and show you the wonderful, fabulous work that Rachel did last night with her embroidery machine. She embroidered the eyes, the whiskers, the pupil, and then she embroidered white Minky teeth mouth. I'm going to trademark that onto the body. And this is just to put the belly on, match up and line up the belly. So we decided to do embroidery because it looks more professional and more like an actual stuffed animal, but you can also applique the pieces on, which I might try in the future and just see how different it is. I don't like this already. Look at all the white, look at how the white is gapping over the gray. Are you having that problem?
A little bit, but I'm gonna fix it while I'm sewing.
But mine's like a 1/4 inch over.
Well, then you need to be pinning it further back away from the edge, maybe? So, I got it all pinned, and now I'm gonna sew it. This is what it looks like. It's a little bunched up around the gray, and hopefully there's no puckering. Because you know how much I hate puckering. Brooke, what did you do to your Totoro? It's a little pointy.
How do I fix it?
I don't know.
All right. Update. We're sewing the back pieces together, and I told her
She told me to sew where it said to sew.
Yeah, and so she sewed it. And now she has a back pouch. It looks like a
kidney bean.
kidney bean or something. So now you're gonna have to undo half of it.
Which half?
You pull it inside out and then match it to the pattern, and you'll know which side to undo.
No, I don't know which side.
So you need to leave the side open.
So the side that has the opening, I
Yes.
leave that one sewed.
You have to remove the entire other thing.
Have I ever told you what a joy it is to work with Minky?
not only is it a joy to sew and lines up properly, it doesn't shed all over your workstation or clothes. It doesn't slip when you're trying to sew it. Yeah, it's wonderful. It doesn't prove difficult to unstitch something that you've accidentally stitched all around to make a back pouch. I mean, look, you can totally see all your stitching. Yeah, totally. Look how easy that is. It's wonderful. Side of my Totoro's belly button looks like. Yeah, that's gonna be great. This month's plant of the month is the split leaf monstera. Now this is a tropical plant and they get these huge leaves that split, and they love lots of light and they love lots of humidity. And as you can see here, they also grow very crazy, and it's very important to give them a lot of support as they grow, because you'll start getting really wonky leaves. And I only have 4 leaves on mine because I lost some a while ago, and it'll start getting a new one right here probably in about 2 months. And they get big. They get big. So if you like big plants, go for a split leaf monstera. As we watch our seamstress at work, she delicately starts to align the tail on the back side of the body. Will it flip up? Will it flip down? No one knows. Did she fill it lightly enough with the plush? Heaven forbid she would have to undo it and do it all over again. It looks like you're a cyclops. a cyclops member of the band Kiss.
So we're straying away from the pattern where it talks about attaching the appendages by sewing them on by hand, and we're not doing that. So instead, we made our little arms, ears, and tail, and I'm sewing them in the seam allowance. I sewed them closed in the seam allowance so that I'm just gonna fold these in, and then when I sew the back side on, they will all get tucked into the seam, and that way I don't have to sew it on by hand. And the tail too, I did that, I lightly stuffed it, and then I sewed it on and closed it at the same time. The pattern calls to lightly stuff. So what would you consider lightly stuffing? I say so it still is squishy. And also so that you have space here, because how we're doing it, we're gonna sew here so that it's on the top, right? Yeah, we're sewing them closed as we sew them into the seam allowance. Guess what time it is? Time to birth the baby. All right, let's stuff this baby. Let's stuff it. Let's stuff it. It's that time of the month for our monthly tip. Just the tip. When you are working with a difficult fabric such as Minky, which is beautiful, but it's very slippery. Very slippery. The best thing to do is to just work slowly. Don't try to rush it like you would with a cotton or anything else. Because this is not a forgiving fabric, because once you get to the edges and you have to undo it a few times, then you can get holes in your fabric. So just when you are sewing, just go real slow and use whatever tools you need to help you sew. So you can use pins, clips, whatever helps you and whatever works for you, because with Brooke, she found right away that pins were not working and just didn't use pins. And I found that pins did help me, but also they slipped out because the fabric is so slippery. So when you're sewing with a difficult fabric, go slowly and use your tools. We're done. 6 hours later with lunch. We're done. Look what we have. Woo! Little baby Totoros.
And each one has its own unique personality.
And they're so cute.
Yes.
However, they were not easy.
No. And the pattern gave it a 4 out of 10 on difficulty level. I would rate it higher than a 4. I would say like a 6 to 7.
At least.
Yeah.
Because you're working with a difficult fabric. Now, I think if we used felt or fleece, it might not have been as hard. But Minky is probably one of the most difficult fabrics.
Mine's a Frankenstein stitch because I don't hand stitch like you do. So
Look
mine
how
doesn't
beautiful
look as
that
good.
is.
Mine has a scar, but that doesn't make him different because he has a scar. So,
how many fat quarters would you give it?
Out of what, 5? Is that what we do?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this like a 2.
I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5 for cuteness and a 2 out of 5 for difficulty.
That's what I do too. And I would like to make another one. I have enough material and I'd like to try to fix my mistakes, but I don't have an embroidery machine. So I would have to hand bribe somebody to do that again. But
oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, the embroidery machine gives you that look like it's a store-bought stuffed animal. And being an stuffed animal connoisseur, I appreciate that extra little step.
Yes. So thanks for watching our episode today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and watch us for future episodes.
Yeah, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook for updates. And until next time, don't forget to be
so awkward. Boop.